Hey friends, Gary here, and over here I have the Panasonic Lumix GX850. This camera is what people usually call a beginner or entry level camera. Actually, there's nothing beginner or entry level about it at all. I already own this camera and I use it extensively for more than 1 year, not as my beginner camera but as my main camera, and I could even see myself using the GX850 as my only camera in the future if needed to be. So let me explain why I think it's not a beginner camera in today's video. This video is not going to be just about the GX850, it's also going to be about all other cameras that people usually call entry-level or beginner camera. So there are a few points that I want to share today regarding why cameras shouldn't be called beginner or entry-level camera. And first point is, if you call this camera a beginner or entry-level camera, then it implies that you should upgrade in the future. So it will really hurt people who just started photography as a hobby. Imagine being someone who already saved some money to buy a new camera that is relatively affordable with some lenses, and then some experienced photographer come to them and say, "Oh, that's a beginner camera. You should upgrade in the future if you want to be taken seriously. That camera is not going to be good for you in the long run." And that will be devastating for this person. I mean, can you imagine we already saved some money and then people tell us to buy more gear because our camera is not good enough? This is really hurtful, and this could really become a barrier of entry for people to really enjoy the photography hobby. I'm really into the no gear acquisition syndrome. Just use whatever you already have. Don't buy new gear all the time. I don't think it's beneficial for us. I think it's better for us to just use what we already have and try to maximize its potential. Try to take the best picture that we can with this camera that we already own and refrain ourselves from getting new upgrades unless we really have to. Next point. Calling a camera a beginner or entry-level camera implies that the person who's using that camera is a beginner photographer. And maybe you are a beginner and there's nothing wrong with that, but you could also be an experienced photographer, and you could be someone who's already been taking pictures for so many years. And because the camera is labeled a beginner or entry-level camera, it makes you not want to try that camera because you don't want to be associated as being a beginner photographer. And that's a shame because you could be missing out on some great features that this beginner camera has to offer. Well, maybe this is more of a psychological kind of thing, but I still personally believe that this could be another obstacle that could really hurt the joy and passion of photography, and we should really avoid this kind of things. Photography should be fun and enjoyable for everyone, whether you are a beginner or an experienced photographer. Also, you could miss out on some great cameras that offer great features that could really benefit your photography because they might be labeled as entry-level or beginner and you are reluctant to try these cameras. Next point. Calling a camera a beginner or entry-level camera implies that the camera isn't capable of producing good result. Anyway, let's get back to this guy that I have on my hand right here. This is the Panasonic Lumix GX850, and let me show you some sample pictures taken using this camera, and hopefully these pictures could speak for themselves. Anyway, if you practice to learn and improve your photography, you should be able to produce good results whether you are using a beginner or a professional camera. The camera doesn't matter that much. All that matters is that we are able to convey our story, to convey our emotions, to be able to create nice visuals with our photos. That are the things that really matter in photography. Not the camera, not the sensor size, not the best lens, not the best autofocus, the best this, best that. No, I don't believe in that. I believe in the photographer. I also believe that there's no such thing as the perfect camera. All cameras in the world, even the most expensive ones, will always have some drawbacks, and our job as photographers is to do a little bit of a problem solving, trying to find a workarounds on the limitations of our camera so that they can still produce great result and perform as best as they can for what we need to do. So in conclusion, my suggestion to all of us is to ignore all of those things. You shouldn't care whether your camera is a beginner camera or professional camera. If you have a camera that works well over the years with no problem and people call it a beginner camera, don't worry about it. There's no need to upgrade, trust me. Unless you have some problem with your camera and you're making a living using your camera because you're a photographer, then maybe it's a reason to upgrade. But for all of us who are just a hobbyist photographer, it's not always a good idea to upgrade. So just use whatever you already have to its maximum potential, and rather than focusing our attention to the camera, focus our attention in improving ourselves as a photographer. Go out, practice more often, take more pictures, and take notes of what you like and what you don't like from the pictures that you already took, so that next time when you go out on another practice session, you can implement some improvements. And I guarantee you, if you repeat this process many times, you'll be able to improve your photography. Again, having a beginner camera or a professional camera doesn't matter. It's the photographer that matters. And also don't forget to have fun while you're outside taking pictures. Enjoy every step of the photography. And that wraps up today's video. Hopefully this has been inspiring, motivating, informative, and entertaining as well. So keep taking pictures, keep getting better, and don't worry if your camera is a beginner or entry-level camera. Just take more pictures and I'm sure you'll get better pictures. If you have any question, please comment down below. I will try my best to answer them. Also, don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, subscribing to my channel. If you wanna support my work even further, consider using the affiliate links on the description below. Purchase my travel photography ebook on the description below as well, or use the super thanks button to make a small donation to my channel. Thank you, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.